Hey everybody, it's Ricky Rolando here, back with another dream journal. So I had a couple of things that I wanted to say before I start the dream journal, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say those. One of them is that my little sister showed me this cool artist. His name is Dislaw Baczynski. I'm not exactly sure how to spell that off the top of my head. Starts with a Z though, so I'll give you that. Dislaw Baczynski. It's like Dislaw, and I think it's Beckschinski or something like that. I don't know. But you can look him up. His name's Dislaw Baczynski. You can probably just say that and he'll pop up on like Google or whatever. And he's like this guy from the World War II era or like something like that. I didn't look too much into him. I just saw a little bit of his art, and my little sister told me a little bit about him, and that was basically that he just kept a dream journal, and he would like write down his dreams and then sketch them each morning that he would have them. And so yeah, a lot of his dreams were like kind of scary looking. They look more like nightmares if you looked at the if you look up pictures. I mean, but anyways, so yeah, I decided to do something kind of like that, but with the dream journal. So instead of like me talking to you guys and just facing the camera and explaining the story, I decided I'm gonna draw. I'm sorry about that. Forgot to turn my phone on silent. So yeah, I decided I'm gonna draw while I give you guys the dream journal story. So some of them might be a little sped up or slowed down depending on if I'm drawing fast or slow. This one I was drawing a little bit slow. I didn't think I was gonna make a 20-minute video. It took me about 20 minutes to draw. So I sped it up a little bit for you guys, but yeah. So that's the first thing I was gonna tell you guys, and then the second thing is my little sister told me a different thing having to do with this movie, where it was like a jail or a prison or something like that, and you would go into this prison, and it was like this big tower, and at the top of the tower there was like a buffet, and it was like an elevator, and the buffet was on the elevator. So the buffet would start at the top of the tower and it'd open up, and they would like serve the prisoners at the top of the tower. And I think she said it was like two people to a story, like to a level of the tower, but I'm not sure. But either way, the people at the top of the tower would get the best food, and then as the elevator moved down the tower, the food would just deplenish, and some prisoners towards the bottom or at the bottom would get little to none, or just like scraps and trash. So I thought that was kind of like a cool idea for a movie. I still need to watch it. I can't remember what she said the name was, but anyways, that's kind of like the premise for this dream. Like I kind of had a similar thing on this dream. It was a little different, but those two things being said, I'm gonna try to start doing this more often for you guys with the drawings. If you guys like it, let me know if you like it, and then yeah, otherwise this is how it goes. So it starts off, I'm going to call it Dr. Buffet. And so yeah, basically what happens as you can see on the drawings, it's starting to go. I walk into this room. I haven't drawn myself into the picture yet. That's going to come up in a moment. But I walk into this room, and in this room there's like this big long buffet. And it's not like a buffet. It's just like a big long table, like what you'd see at like a flea market or something, or at a buffet. So it's like a big long table, and there's no chairs on either side. But on one side, it's a lot cleaner, and there's a bunch of doctors. And right now you can't see it's dirty, but later on you'll see it gets dirty. The whole room's dirty, and by where the doctors are standing, it's all nice and clean, and they're all wearing like scrubs with doctors' masks and gloves and glasses and stuff. Some of them have glasses and whatnot. So they're all just standing back there behind this buffet table. And behind this buffet table, or on this buffet table, I should say, is all these medical instruments. It's not food, and it's like scary stuff. And my dad is a doctor, and I grew up around like medicine and medical instruments, and seeing like gruesome pictures that he brought home from his trips, because he would go on these trips. Tried to zoom. So I dropped my camera right here.
It's all right.
But anyways,
We'll get there.
so yeah, this table has all these medical instruments, like stuff that I've seen growing up. And lately I've actually been selling a lot of these types of instruments on eBay and stuff because sometimes doctors will donate them to my dad, knowing that my dad goes on trips to go help people and stuff with surgeries that they can't afford or can't find doctors for. And so yeah, I've seen all these medical instruments, and some of them look scary. Like, if you don't know what they're for, like, it's kind of a terrifying thing to see. Like, if somebody just came at you with one of them. Not all of them. A lot of them just look kind of like scissors or like weird types of pliers, and that's what most of them are. They're just like, they're called forceps, and you grip stuff with them, and there's like crap ton of different kinds of forceps, and there's a whole bunch of different kinds of scissors and all these different things. So there's all these weird looking scissors and all these weird looking instruments. Like, I just put a little bit of everything that I've seen on there. There's even a little coffee cup, if you can see it on the corner by my thumb. But anyways, so there's all this random stuff. There's like a pin driver. There's like all different forceps. There's scalpels. There's screws. There's different types of hammers. There's extra pairs of gloves. There's just tweezers, like pliers, like all these different things that you would not want to see if you didn't like know what they were. And even if you knew what they were, if you didn't know what they were going to be used for, you probably wouldn't want to see them. So yeah, it's just like all this scary stuff on the table. And I walk in, and that's like the first thing I see is this table full of stuff, and I'm like, oh shit. And then I start like looking around the room a little bit more, and I see these mats, and all these mats, they're kind of like thick, like blankets or like sheets or something, like big white blanket type sheet things. I don't know. You can call them sheets, you can call them blankets. I'm not sure what they were in the dream. But there's all these people laying on them. They're probably like some type of like medical sheets, like those gauze things, those big, not gauze things, what are they? Like those big cotton sheets that they lay down like underneath or on top of the area that's to be like worked on. So yeah, there's that, and then on these sheets there's all these people, and some of them are like covered up like bodies, like their heads are covered up, like you can see in the photo right there. And then some of them are less covered up, like I just moved it out of the picture, but I tried to draw a guy that's not covered up. You can kind of see him. And so yeah, some of them are like not covered up as much, but they have like injuries or like things wrong with them and stuff. And then yeah, there's just all this creepy looking stuff in the room, and there's all these people laying down. They all just look like they're suffering. Some of them are bleeding, some of them are like sleeping, some of them are all knocked out, some of them are passed out, some of them are dead with like bloody sheets covering them. Like I said, I tried to draw on some blood on there. So yeah, it's just like this creepy scene, and that's like the first thing you see walking in. I'm just like looking around the room, like kind of panning with my head, and it's just like terrifying. And as soon as I'm in there, I like know what I'm supposed to do, and I'm supposed to like go up to the table, and to the buffet table, and I'm supposed to pick out instruments. And like, I don't know why I already knew this. Nobody told me in the dream or anything, but I knew that I was supposed to go and pick out instruments for the doctors to use on me, and they're just like gonna perform an experiment on me or something. And yeah, so I don't know exactly what they were gonna do or anything, but basically, yeah, I thought this guy looked like an ostrich or something, so I drew a little bird face on him. But basically, I already knew that was what I had to do, so I was like getting prepared to go up into the line and pick out my instruments for the doctors to do stuff on me. And there was like multiples of everything that was on the table. On the picture I drew a bunch of just random objects, but there was like piles of random objects. So like there was enough hammers for more than one person to get a hammer. There's enough tweezers for more than one person to get a tweezer. Enough screws for more than one person to get a screw. Like, so I don't know what people would have got, but like I said, the room was all littered, so I tried to just draw a bunch of random stuff, litter. I didn't want to waste a whole bunch of time drawing random objects, so I just kind of drew like blood and marks and dust marks and stuff. I don't know, it doesn't really look like that. I thought it kind of ruined the picture after I did it, but either way. So yeah, and then I just drew this guy for exaggeration purposes. Like, it was a scary ass room, and he's all cut in half with his entrails coming out. But it was kind of like that. Like, there was people that looked like that fucked up in the room. Like, they were all messed up and ugly and just terrifying looking. So that's pretty much all that happened. I went in there, and I thought I was supposed to go pick out these instruments for myself to go die, basically, or I don't know what was going to happen. And I felt like I was there for a purpose. Like, I went there for a reason, but I didn't know what the reason I was going there for was. So like it was just some random reason, and then I just felt like I had to do it. So I went into the line, I picked out some instruments, and yeah, the doctors didn't look like that intimidating or that scary, like they wanted to like hurt you really bad or anything, but like I knew that that was what was coming up. So I was like a little bit freaked out in the dream, but at the same time, in the back of my mind, in dreams like this one where it's just really crazy, I always know it's a dream and I never get very scared. I just can't really control the fact that it's a dream. So I'll either wake up or I just go through with more or less what I would really do if it was really happening. You know what I mean? So that's like pretty much all that happened in this dream. I'll take a snapshot and put it right here so you guys can watch the picture of it and see what it all is. But thank you for watching. Have a nice day, guys. Can't forget to sign it. Hard to do that at the same time as holding the camera.